Teela, come here quickly.
Yes, Father. What is it?
He-Man and the Sorceress have sent us on an important mission. I want you to find Ram-Man. He will aid us in this quest.
Oh, do we have to? Ram-Man?
Ram-Man may not be the brightest of the bunch. However, his skills may be useful.
Very well. I'll go find him. Ram-Man! Wake yourself up!
Oh. Hello, Teela.
Go grab your axe. We have been called upon for a very important quest. From the Sorceress and He...
The Sorceress? He-Man? I'll be right there. Anything for them.
I have him, Father, as requested.
What's going on, Man-at-Arms? We are being sent on a very important quest. The Sorceress informs us that an artifact from a galaxy far, far away has crash-landed on our planet, and we cannot let it fall into the wrong hands. Surely Skeletor will send some of his warriors to fetch it. Well, then we must stop him at all costs. That is precisely why I've asked you to join me. To arms, my friends!
It's Evil-Lyn!
And Whiplash!
You will never stop us, Man-at-Arms!
Ha 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 ha!
We will stop you! My magic is more powerful than anything you can send at me, Man-at-Arms!
We'll see about that.
Ah! Father! Father, no! Whiplash, you evil! Evil! Nothing can stop me. You may have taken out Evil-Lyn, but I will be victorious and give Skeletor his prize.
Not if I can help it.
Ah!
We did it, Teela. We stopped them.
Father, will you be all right?
Yes, my daughter. The armor that I wear protected me from Whiplash's tail. I will be able to complete the quest, but it looks like I'll need to tinker on some of my armor when I get back to the Eternian Castle.
Then let's get going. The artifact can't be far away if Evil-Lyn and Whiplash were here.
I could not agree more. Ram-Man, lead the way. Okay.
At last, our quest is complete. But what is it, Father?
It seems to be a First Order Special Forces TIE Fighter. This thing is not of our world indeed. What are we gonna do with it, Man-at-Arms? Clearly, Ram-Man, there's only one thing we can do. And that is to unbox this artifact and put it together for the use of all of Eternia. So, we call upon the great master, the vintage geek himself, John, host of the Super Awesome Geek Show. With his aid, we can defeat Skeletor.
Well, hey guys, as you guessed it, well, you know, I guess Man-at-Arms sort of spilled the beans there, huh? We're going to open up the First Order Force Awakens Elite TIE Fighter. What is the exact thing they call this? First Order Special Forces TIE Fighter. That's what they call it. From The Force Awakens, brand new toy. Comes with an awesome removable helmet TIE Fighter pilot. He's not elite enough to have red on him though, but the ship sure is. So here's the front of the box. This thing looks awesome. I was extremely happy to find it, and let's flip it around and show you the back of the box. And yeah, I'm gonna get right into opening this. I think I don't want to waste any time. Let's just go right to it and see what we got. Wow. Alright, so now I'm gonna hold aloft my trusty X-Acto knife and say, I have the power! And it is officially ruined. The box is open. Bam. Ooh, did I crack that? No, it didn't crack. Good. It's just a pop. Whew. I thought I maybe had been too aggressive there. We'll slide the figure out first. That's pretty cool. And now he's going to come straight out of the box just as it is. You can slide it out. And you get to see nothing. Ha-ha! The box is empty. There's just this. Nope, if you flip it around, you get that inside it. So that looks kind of cool inside the box like this, doesn't it? Inside the packaging. I'm pretty excited to take a look at this thing and put it together. Let's see. How about we set the figure aside, and then we will take out all the pieces here. Looks like the wings just come off. There's a cardboard piece there that was holding those two things together like that. They look really cool. Again, some really good instructions inside here. Star Wars The Force Awakens First Order Special Forces TIE Fighter. So here they are. Shows like a missile firing action to fire the missiles. There's a button on there. Shoots them out. Maybe they both shoot at the same time. That would be kind of cool. Bunch of warning labels so you don't kill yourself while you're playing with it. Assembly. Looks like the canopy goes on. There's a little antenna that'll pop on the top. The bottom has a piece that'll go on there that probably has the action lever for the firing mechanism. Blast apart pieces, it says. And those are the wings and how they go on and then can explode off. So this doesn't seem too complicated. I'm sure we can figure this out together, right? Set the instructions off to the side. I don't think we'll be needing them. So there's some bits and baubles in here. Pull them out. Looks like the canopy and part of the bottom of the ship, couple missiles and whatnot. So we'll let's set that there. And then we have to pull out the cockpit part. And I think we're done with the box, right? Alright, the cockpit. Let's bring you into that. You know, there actually is two seats inside. I'm going to bring that closer so you can just see this before we put it together, because it's actually kind of a neat looking... I like the detail on there, so I want to get you in close on this. Be right there. Alright, so the front of the ship is a standard TIE cockpit window. Looks pretty cool if you ask me. There's the missile launcher holes right there. Now let's see if I can get the light to shine inside. There we go. Can you see how there's two seats in there? I hope that's coming through to you guys. So one sits forward and one sits backwards. So they may not be as crunched in there as
first assumed by that picture that was on the back of the box. And then we'll spin it around and show you the back. He can look through the back window, the other guy. And then there'll be presumably when that bottom piece attaches, there'll be laser pistols that are coming out the back. These look like the twin ion engines. That's what TIE stands for, twin ion engine fighter, TIE fighter. Wings will just pop on each side of here. The antenna looks like it goes there, and a canopy that will pop up on top of that. But the detailing, I'm very happy with this so far. So let's get to putting it together. And then we'll show you the figure. Alright, I'm going to open up the bits and baubles first. Again, it's taped just like I like it, so that I can just fold the bag back up, stick it back in there, and keep the packaging and everything inside as mint as possible, because that's just how I am when it comes to Star Wars and Transformers. Most other things I just toss the packaging because I don't really care. But when it comes to Star Wars and Transformers, I do care. Canopy, the hatch is pretty cool. It's actually got some detail in there, some black lines. Almost looks like the illusion of like a window on the top, so they can sort of look out, but it's not actually a window, as you can see. So that piece looks like it just clips right in here. Very simple like. And the hatch pops itself closed. And then there's like a little tiny thing you can grab there to sort of open it up. Nice, nice, nice. And now the bottom. So we'll tilt that forward. Looks like it has these swiveling guns. They show, pretty good detail there. And that looks like it goes, there's 3 clips, 3 pegs. It's just going to pop in very tightly. Wow. That piece is never coming off again. And we'll aim that towards the back, because that'll be what the pilot in the back is going to be doing. Alright. Missiles go right in there. I like how the missiles have 3 different colors. So it's green like it's, when it shoots out, but it's got this cool black and red tip. So when it's in there, it looks really cool, Let's pop the wings on. This is a lot like Kenner, in that the same kind of like design in here. I mean, this is totally different than Kenner, but the little mechanism there with the spring-loaded system basically is the same as Kenner. Pops right in there just like that. Now, where did that antenna go? Oh, here it is. So this... Where are those buttons? Are there buttons? Do I have to get the instructions? Hold on. I'm going to turn this way so you can see. So I think these are the buttons. Pretty cool. Alright, so the antenna, here you go. It's this little tiny piece, there's a little tiny hinge there. To me it looks like it goes So that doesn't make any sense. It's got to go this way, right? Yeah. And then it can raise up. Nope, I put it on backwards. Sorry, guys. Whoosh. There we go. So the antenna can pivot up and down. We'll put the wings back on. And now let's get into the figure. Alright, we'll take him out of here, set that aside, pop him out. Whoop. If I don't bump him, he stands well right away. His mask and everything comes out, his helmet. And he has a nice little blaster pistol, which, yeah. Stick that in his hand. Does he have anywhere else to put it? No, it does not appear as though he has anywhere else to put it, so it's just going in his hand. Let me give you a close-up of the guy with his face and everything first, and then we'll stick the mask on and show you that. Alright, so here he is. You get a good look at his face. Hopefully. See if I can get some of that glare off him maybe. There you go. A nice first order insignia on his arm, on his shoulder there. And another one on that shoulder. His back is pretty straightforward. For ease of sitting in the cockpit, I bet. And there's that blaster rifle. Or blaster pistol, right? Give you a look at that a little bit. Keep it in focus there, right? So he's a 5 POA figure, meaning 5 points of articulation. His head moves, shoulder joints move, and legs move. Let's get that helmet on him. Take a look at him with the helmet. Let's see. So here's a... Whoa. So here he is with the helmet next to him. Give you some idea of what that helmet looks like. And now we'll pop it on the guy. Just looks like it. And then the chest piece just kind of pops into that hole on his chest. And now he really does look like a TIE fighter pilot, doesn't he? First Order Special Forces TIE fighter pilot. But he doesn't have red on him. Again, it doesn't look like there's a lot of... to me, there should be a line between the helmet and those visors. Because it's kind of like it almost blends in too much. And then I'm still wondering, I mean, it does kind of look like there's a hinge there. And I'm wondering if this top piece that you see here, like maybe in the movie that'll come down and be a secondary visor. Because there's it sure does look like it could move if it were a real world object. Alright, let's put him in the TIE fighter and we'll
yeah, we'll just go around showing you really close-up views of the rest of that TIE Fighter as it is put together. And we'll also put him in the seat. Okay, so let me tilt the TIE Fighter forward. What I'm going to do is pop the canopy open. And hopefully you can see inside there how one guy goes, you know, faces the back and one guy faces forward. I'm going to take their weapons off to make it easier. Bink. And he just, I mean, looks like he can just sit down, right? Let's take this guy's weapon off of his side. It clips into the side, by the way, if you haven't seen one of these yet. Ooh, so he doesn't sit down as well as the TIE pilot does, huh? His legs don't appear to bend quite as far. Ugh, he's like all over the place, right? So this may not work. Plus I'm noticing his feet are spread further apart than the TIE pilot, so this may not be a good idea. Let's see how it, well, I'll flip it up, try to get them both in there, and then we'll just see how it looks, right? So I'm going to put my TIE Fighter pilot facing forward, so he is the actual pilot. He actually pops in there very well. He fits perfect. You flip it forward and show you that again. And maybe I'll try to zoom in so you can see that. Hold on. So that's as far in as I can get with my camera right now. Well, we can bring him closer, right? Why don't we just move him closer? Duh. Oh, his wing blew up already. There we go. There's a nice close-up view, so you can see him facing the front. You know, that's the cockpit down there, and you can see him facing the front. So now what I'm going to try to do is take this First Order Stormtrooper and see if I can get him facing the other direction. Yeah, he's... I don't know. I might be able to just get him in there. Nah, that's not working. He's not going to fit. Two things wrong with fitting a Stormtrooper in there, I think. One of them is that he's got this thing on his back. And secondly, he just doesn't bend his legs far enough up. So he won't be going in there. What we'll do is I'm going to move the other guy. I'm going to turn him around so he's just facing the back, and you can see how he kind of fits nicely. He does fit pretty nicely facing that way. So I'll just tilt that down so you can see how he faces the other direction. Alright. And then we'll go back out to the full view, and we will give you a lot of the details and play action features of this. Alright, the First Order TIE Fighter. The part of the Special Forces unit, the elite guys. You got red on you. And yeah, let's go through some of those play features. You already saw how the wings blow off. The canopy opens just like you've seen a million times. And I guess it's just the weapons. We'll get our clone trooper, or our, oh my gosh, I keep calling him that. Our First Order Stormtrooper out of the way. So yeah, like I said, the canopy opens. That's one. This thing moves down. I'm not quite sure. Maybe in flight, right? You would, I don't know. Why would you ever want that down? Whatever.
underneath there's, here, let me tilt it. I bet I can tilt it back like this. And let's come in a little bit on that gun on the bottom. So this little gun on the bottom here can spin around. So it can go to the front or to the back. And that would be, I am assuming, the weapon that the guy who's facing the back of the ship could then fire to keep things off their tail, which may be why this is a Special Forces one. The regular TIE fighter may only have one cockpit, one seat in the cockpit, only facing forward, and it may lack that gun, or it could be that that gun is locked in a forward position and then he could only shoot forward, sort of like the original TIE fighters. But we'll have to wait and see. We'll see when a regular TIE fighter comes out how that works. I'm going to keep it face to the back. Now, the other thing, let me tilt it a little bit more. We'll turn that around just so you can see it a little better. There is this button here, and that button will release the missiles. So I'm going to do that, but let's do it in a more fun way, right? Actually, that looks kind of cool with the two weapons facing forward and those turrets, doesn't it? Or the missiles and the turret both facing forward. It looks kind of cool. Alright, but we'll go back to a wider angle view. And we're going to launch those straight at you. Let's see if they both fire at once or if they one at a time. One at a time. Look at that. Press the button second time and the other one shoots. Hey, that one ricocheted off the camera. That's pretty funny. And the other one went all the way across the room. I'll put those back in and be right back. Alright, I found the other one and it was a good, I would say a good 15-20 feet away. So kids, those launching rockets will definitely poke your eye out. Don't shoot them at your friends or little brothers or little sisters or even the cat or dog. Just plain don't shoot it at anything but another action figure or a wall. Let's pretend this is Finn trying to escape. Oh, I gotta get out of here. You will never leave, Finn. You won't be able to escape the Empire, the First Order, Finn. Ugh. Wow, he died. See that? Look at the power behind that missile. Completely and utterly destroyed. Finn is dead before the movie begins. Guess no point in watching this film anymore, huh? Oh well. Force Awakens is all over because Finn died before he could escape and defect to the Resistance. Jeez. Sorry, guys. No more Star Wars. Okay, let's go back to our... Enough fun, we're going back to the review. I'm just loving the detail on this ship. I mean, the wings, these new rotator, whatever you want to... This new, like, attachment part that's on the side of the wings, I just think looks really awesome. It just adds some detail to the TIE. I mean, the nice red paint job is pretty cool. Just being on the side, it adds that extra element. I like the two-color variation here between the cockpit, having the gray outline going in, mixing into the black. These are pretty standard from Kenner and all other TIEs, I would imagine. We'll compare it. I'll bring down my... I'll just bring down the white TIE fighter, the original one, and we'll compare it to that one in a minute. Let me flip it all the way around so you can see the whole back and we'll spin the gun turret around so it's kind of like how it would be if he was shooting out the back, right? There's the button that you can see that'll shoot off the missiles, the twin ion engines. Still got the antenna on that side. The canopy, you know, hinge is there. It's pretty visible, but it's not bad, you know. The red just covers here. It doesn't actually paint over the engines, which I think is kind of neat, because you wouldn't really want to... I would imagine that you could pretend that the black is sort of like bare metal, and then the paint is just on that red part. And, you know, if the engines would just kind of ruin that, right, as the ions are flying. Of course, ions flying out the back doesn't... I mean, it's not like it's gonna... It's not like it's heat, right? So... yeah, that's not really a concern. What the hell am I talking about, right? I want to give you a good shot of the wings, so let me flip it to the side and we'll get it back in focus so you can see some of the detailing on this. So the wing itself looks pretty cool. I can go in, let's go in and show you, hopefully we'll be able to keep this in focus. But yeah, you can see the, you know, there's all these detailing in the wings with these lines and pattern work that go out at each angle of the unit. And this just, again, I think this looks typical Kenner, doesn't it? I mean, I guess we'll see in a minute how close this is to the original Kenner, but I think it's a very good design. It's very reminiscent of the old ties, but with some added features of the new. And I kind of like the white wing with the black, you know, struts and everything. I think it just looks kind of neat. I think when I have them on display in my place, I'm going to keep this turret facing forward, because I think I kind of like how that looks with the, you know, 4 red dots going around, making it look like it has all these extra weapons. I think that's pretty cool. Alright, let me see if I can move it over to the edge of our view here, so that would be about there, right? And I will bring in, move the lights a little bit, get us some better lighting here, and let me grab my white TIE fighter from the vintage Kenner, and we'll see if we can check them out side by side, alright? Okay, here they are side by side, and it does look like the new one is taller than the vintage. The cockpit is slightly different. You can see that this has some detailing coming in on the side, which is different than the detailing in here. But yeah, this part where it connects looks a lot the same as the vintage. The vintage had these parts that went up to the top. This does not. The entire missile array system on the bottom here, this used a battery, and this little light would light up and it would make like a bee noise or something. If I had some batteries, I'd see if it worked, but I don't. Maybe later on I'll do a review of the Kenner TIE fighters on their own, and I can show you that feature. Now this cockpit is very dark, probably so you don't see the chair facing the other direction. Or it just goes with the aesthetics of the black TIE fighter, you know? Whereas this bubble is extremely clear, and you can see kind of like a cockpit sort of sticker dealy inside there. The two pilots are vastly different, but still, this one has 5 POA, that one only has 4. His head does not move, his helmet does not come off, but he does have symbols on the helmet there that you can see. There, just so you can see the differences in the TIE fighter pilots. I mean, there's some variations, but they do look pretty similar, but there are some significant differences, right? Still has symbols on the shoulders, but he's also got them on the helmet. and two hose tubes, two breathing tubes going to that central chest apparatus. And the suit is slightly different. I mean, the suit in here looks bulkier than the really thin sort of space, more spacesuit looking, you know. Alright. Actually, I'm quite curious if how the figure goes in, you know, if you can see him through the glass window. It's been so long. But yeah, here's another difference. This hatch opens from the top, whereas the old hatch opened like this. And it actually had some kind of levering mechanism that you could lift up the pilot from. But I'm just going to slide him in there, because you may be able to see him through the cockpit. Let's just get in there and see, huh? You kind of can, can't you? You can sort of see the blackness of him in there. Whereas in the other one, you know, you can see his chest, the orange pieces on his chest, and then when I take him out, see that? Yeah. So that's kind of neat that you could see the pilot inside the vintage Kenner, but what difference does it make really, right? Alright, I'm going to take these around to the back, give you two views of the back. Now the vintage Kenner appears as though, you know, it has this handle part on the back and this button you would push which made it go pew pew pew, you know, made the noises. So it has like a long thing that sticks out the back, kind of like to hang on to it when you're flying around, whereas this does not. You're just going to have to hang on to the ship itself to fly it around. Not a big deal, but, you know, just another difference. I can probably tilt the ships just to show you that kind of, you know, the difference in the way those two TIE fighters are built. You know, like this. And the buttons for popping the wings off are on the top, whereas on this thing they were on the bottom. And they're a lot smaller and they seem to fit more into the design of the ship, where these buttons are like clearly buttons and they, you know, my wings still pop off, I think. Yeah. They make a heck of a racket, don't they? Yeah. Pretty cool, huh? First Order TIE Fighter, the Special Forces TIE Fighter, showing you in comparison to the original Kenner vintage TIE Fighter. I like them both. I'm very, very happy, and I really like this new First Order Special Forces TIE. I think it's pretty cool. You can see one other major difference, you know, it's white with black, where, you know, this one's black with white. So another major difference there, but it's kind of like opposite colors, right? That's sort of what they did. He looked at the vintage Kenner and went, well, let's do it opposite. Let's go with one more quick little comparison. The Inquisitor's TIE, where the hatch opened pretty much the same way, right? It just pops up. But the Inquisitor TIE also has more detail in the back. Lot smaller, even smaller than the vintage, and these wings fold up. So it could, I don't know if it flew that way or why they fold up, but ooh, they can do that too. Interesting. So there's the Inquisitor's TIE versus it. Just for a quick look at that, you know. Alright, there you go. The Special Forces First Order TIE Fighter with First Order TIE Fighter pilot. And I believe I went through and showed you all the features. Yeah. I think it's fantastic. I'm loving this ship. I think it's great.
I can't wait now to open the X-Wing and be able to play with both of these together. The figure looks good. The TIE Fighter looks good. I'm impressed and very happy that I picked this thing up. I think if you get a chance and you love TIE Fighters just like I do, run out and grab it. It's a good one. My only problem now is figuring out where to put it because my TIE Fighter shelf is already full. If you've seen my collection video, you'll see what I mean. Yeah. Okay, thanks a lot for watching another unboxing video from the Super Awesome Geek Show's YouTube video series. Check us out on iTunes, our podcast, the Super Awesome Geek Show. And follow us on Twitter, Facebook. On Facebook, we're Super Awesome Geek Show. On Twitter, we are at Awesome Geek Show. I love to tweet. I'm tweeting all the time. I guess you could say I'm a Twitter bug. Is that what they call them now? Whatever. I don't know. Did I just make that up or is that really what people say? Okay. And, you know, if you're into Kayada Monday, check out the Kayada Monday song on our YouTube channel, sung to the Bangles Manic Monday. Yeah, and a lot of other cool unboxing videos on that YouTube channel, so check them all out. Please leave a comment, subscribe, let me know if I missed anything, let me know if there's something else you want me to unbox before anything else. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do next. Okay, thanks a lot for watching, keep it geeky out there everyone, and yeah, we're done. Alright, good. See ya! Geek out! TIE Fighter! And oh yeah, all you He-Man fans can rest assured that this did not fall into the hands of Skeletor. You know, He-Man and the Sorceress now have control of a First Order TIE and all of Eternia will be safe. Then they'll just lock it up in the bottom of Castle Grayskull or throw it down that big pit that was under it or something so no one else can steal it in ages to come. Because, you know, eventually Hordak will come over from the other... Yeah, just a bunch of... I mean, it's madness over there in Eternia. It's too many bad guys, right? Alright, see you later. I have him, Father, as requested. What's going on, Man-at-Arms? We are going on a very important quest. And Teela just died.